Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday Night Principal Chiro broadcast brought to you by DE and Band of Brothers. Back for another week. We appreciate you coming on and watching. And we are just out of our awesome August DE and now starting to plan everything for October DE, which is what, October 11th, 13th, I think, 11th to 14th. Am I right on that? There it is. 13th to 16th. That was August 11th, 14th. So October 13th to 16th in Atlanta. And then we go January 12th to 15th in Clearwater. And then April 13th to 16th in Sarasota. So good stuff. Make your plans. Let's get rolling. DE has been kicking ass and looking great. In 2 weeks, GCC is having our, I think it's the 5th or 4th golf tournament, Chiro Cup. And so a bunch of our DE people are coming in for that. So that'll be a lot of fun. And Chiro Cup, September 15th. There we go. And that's a Thursday. So if anybody else still wants to play, come on. I know some. Actually, our speaker played in I think the first year that we did it. So it's a really good time. But this week we almost had Brett Casanova. But something came up for her, and her wonderful husband decided to fill in. So Chris Rini is taking over. I don't know if he'll talk about his new stuff, but in a new practice together with his wife and his mother-in-law Janet, and just a great chiropractic family and just awesome DE people. So I'm going to let him take it away. Chris, thanks so much for doing this, man. Last minute, we appreciate you.
Wow, thank you, Brian. It definitely is a wow for me. Essentially, those of you expecting my beautiful, talented wife, Brett, here, that's what I won't say it's false advertising. She had planned on being here and couldn't last second. So I am pulled out of the bullpen, I guess. And yeah, as Brian said, the Chiro Cup, I played in the first one. It was a great time. Great people, great event. And I think wasn't somebody in our group, but I think there was a broken window along the golf course, if I remember, somewhere down along the way, but on one of the neighboring garages. But a great time, great people, a lot of fun. As he said, we are in the last year, we're celebrating in our new office. We did bring Jan and my wife Brett in. They closed their office and moved up. So we are no longer driving the hour and a half each way and all under one roof. So been amazing. Definitely a lot of change, but just a great change. And we've caught up with, we're back with Brian, where we basically walk about 20 steps to our house. So a really great arrangement, great place. So as he said, I'm filling in. So normally at this time, actually, I want to show my Mickey shirt. Just thought that was fun tonight. But normally at this time on Tuesdays, I'm coming home from judo, and I used to do judo about 20 years ago. And one of the things going back into it at almost 55 is the old thought that basically if you lose it, if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, that's certainly the case. Great time, a lot of pain, but a lot of fun. So when I was told last minute about this, that I'd be filling in, wasn't told, asked to fill in, try to throw things together, some thoughts. And one of the things I came up with is how can I connect maybe judo with chiropractic? And for those of you who don't know what judo is, or the goal behind judo is where two people stand in front of each other with wearing what looks like pajamas and try to throw each other onto their back. And when they do that, the winner gets a full point when they throw the other person down and they win the match. But in judo, there's two core principles. And the one core principle is Seryuko Zenyu, which basically means maximum efficiency with minimum effort. And when I thought of that, I kind of thought, well, how does that relate in chiropractic? And as chiropractors, our goal with minimum effort is to make a very specific chiropractic adjustment to release maximum efficiency within the body to do what innate knows what it should be doing and can do and will do without interference. So we set a very clear goal. We have just like in a judo throw, we have to have the correct position, direction, force to make that specific throw. And in a chiropractic adjustment, very specific direction, force, and timing to make that specific adjustment. So with that, we get a maximum result. We unleash the power within the body to do what it needs to do. And the second one was Jita Kioi, which is basically mutual welfare and benefit. And this to me is what really chiropractic to me is about. When we adjust and we let innate work and do what it needs to do and can do and will do, we all benefit. There's a rippling effect. There is that pebble drop into the pond and the ripples flow out and touch everything that within its wake. And I know we don't talk symptoms, but symptoms are real. And one of the things I always think about is a young mom that came in, and it was probably about 25 years ago, and she had such strong migraines that for days on end she would lay in the bathroom on the floor in the dark with her face on the tile while her kids watched videos. Yeah, it was videos. That's how long ago it was. And while she was sitting there for days, vomiting, throwing up. And what it always reminds me is that what happens down the road if that continues for her? How does that impact her life, her kids' life, her spouse's life? So even though we don't treat symptoms to our people are very real. If you can be a better teacher, better worker, better student, better athlete, these things are all real. And that rippling effect is what connects everybody. So when one person is struggling, everybody's struggling. So the chiropractic adjustment is the mutual welfare with mutual benefit. When one person is doing better, we all do better. And then within the judo, it talks about resistance. And there's a saying that said, what you resist persists. And so in judo, when somebody pushes against you, the normal response will be to push back against them.
Oh, sorry. Chris was frozen. Let me text him real quick and see if I let him know. He probably doesn't know.
Much better performance for Rini this time out. Remember, 9 runs on 9 hits and an inning and a third last time out.
Oh, there you are. Hey. Okay, you're back on. Last thing I remember hearing you say was that, like, in judo, when somebody pushes towards you, the natural reaction is to push back, and then I think we didn't hear anything after that. So if you want to pick up there.
Okay.
All right. All right, she'll pull me out now. Hold on.
All right, thanks.
Once I go out, then you just start up.
Okay. All right. I guess technical difficulties. Anyway, so as I said, in judo, when somebody pushes back against you, your normal resistance would be to push. If somebody pushes towards you, your normal resistance would be to push back against them. However, in judo, you're taught when somebody pushes, you don't resist. You use their energy. Well, in chiropractic, we don't want to have any resistance. We want to allow the energy. We want to allow the flow. We don't want to push back against it. We want to allow innate to flow, and don't do anything to try to push back or give more resistance through any other means, but allow the innate natural ability of the body. One of the things, next thing that came to mind, I was trying to think of something for the talk, was connection with our patients and focus. And as your office gets busier, the ability to focus and stay on point with people is, in my opinion, very vital. I had a patient start up a little while ago who said that they felt like they were just being run through, the office, that there wasn't a lot of personal touch. And so what I think about is every morning is I set my intention and my attention to make sure that I'm going to focus on each individual person when I come into the room. And one of the ways I do this is, and I think I've heard it from other places, but when I walk in, I touch them on the shoulder, touch them on the arm, shake their hand, some way of acknowledging that we're together, that our innates are going to be together, and that I'm focused on them, and that my time with them, whether it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it might be, is completely on them. And another way I do that is by making sure that I always know something personal about them, something that I'm connected with them, that they know that I'm with them during that 2 or 3 minutes, that our time together is focused, and that my innate's concentrating when I'm with them. And the last thing I want to talk about, and it's been talked about many times, and it's the health talk. And I know Brian, I've gotten a lot of things just listening to Brian about his health talk, but the reason that the health talk is so important, why so many people talk about it, because it is important. To me, it's one of the most vital things you can do in practice for referrals. And I know in my practice when I haven't done it for a while, and then on the other hand, I know when we have been doing it, we do see the difference in it. And the two reasons I see that you should do it is, one, patient excitement, patient education, patient referrals. But the second one, which almost is more important for me, is my excitement. And doing this, we do it when we do it. When I do them, I'm so fired up. I never have a bad day going to the office, and I never have a bad day leaving the office. But when I do my health talk, it keeps me going, keeps me fired up. When I'm talking about chiropractic and how chiropractic works and what it does, it just reinforces in my head, in my mind, why I'm doing it, what I'm doing. And just a quick, I had a patient who started about 5-6 weeks ago, came to the talk, and then he was really symptomatic based. And after coming to talk and seeing changes and questioning and talking, he's really on board. And he came back and last night and sat in on the health talk again with his son, who he brought in and referred. And the whole time as I'm talking, he's nudging his son, and I don't know if that was to wake him up or not, but he would nudge him, he'd smile, he'd kind of look at him. And it was funny, but he was so excited to have his son there to listen to what we had to talk about in chiropractic. That to me gets me so excited, seeing him wanting to pass it on to his son, and then hopefully from his family, and then the family as it goes forward. So that gives me more push to make sure that I'm on point, to make sure I'm focused, to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can each and every time I go in and adjust someone. So thank you so much. That's all I have for tonight. Glad I was able to share, and hopefully you got a little something out of it. Thanks so much.
There you go, my man. I say the last minute ones are usually the best ones. So I appreciate you so much. I was thinking about those that Docs reporters. Many times I don't really want to do it, but I always end up so fired up after I've done it. So
Yeah, I
it's
mean, when I listen to your health talk, I mean, you've given me so many point. I mean, you're the way you do it, and I've gotten so many things that I use. So I really appreciate you
awesome.
on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad I'm glad that happens. We appreciate you so much for doing this. Love you, man.
Love you, buddy.
Everybody will be back next week for another episode on Tuesday, and get your plans for October. And say hello to the rest of the family for me, Chris. We love you.
Will do. Love you. Say hi, everybody for us.
Will do. Bye bye, guys.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.